This is the MATLAB programming environment. I'm currently in the command window, and with MATLAB you can do simple things. We could say 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. 5 times 5 equal to 25. 5 to the second power also equal to 25. And note if I use this notation for squared or an exponent, it sometimes works in some programs, but it'll give an error in MATLAB. So hit CLC to clear the console. You'll note in the lower right it gives me a history of all the different commands, and I can double click it. For example, I click 5 to the second power and came up again with 25. I can do things easily like let's set the variable cat equal to 4, and now when I type in the word cat it returns 4. If I type in, it is case sensitive, if I type in a lowercase cat it will throw an error. I can also do display cat. Let's display that variable, and what that does is return the number, and it suppresses this cat equals, so it's a little bit easier to display if you're displaying a whole bunch of different things. I can create a vector of quantities. Let's create a vector, we'll call it x, and with a left brace I can say x is equal to 1, 6, 3. I'm just choosing random numbers here, and if I close it off with the right bracket on the right, I'll hit enter, and this shows me the array x. Each number is associated with a subscript. I've got subscript 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's say we'll do x, left parenthesis, and let's have it report the 1, 2, 3, the fourth one. x4 returns an answer of 9. Alternatively, I could also do display x4, and I'll get a return of 9 without that ans equals. I can also do length x. It'll automatically correct me. I spelled length wrong. Length x. The answer, it's 7 characters long. I've got 1, 6, 3, 9, 4, 7, and 3. There's a total of 7 different numbers. I can also do something called size x, and that returns an array. It returns an array 1 and 7, and that means there's only one row in my array with the width of 7, so 7 going across. Let's try making a matrix, which is simply two arrays on top of each other. So we'll say y is equal, and using a left brace, I'll pick random numbers, and I'll separate these different rows with a semicolon, and I'll close it off. And when I press enter, here's my my matrix. It's an array of 3 different arrays. And if I type size y, I'll get the answer. It's a 3. It has 3 rows and 3 columns. I can do something. There's a command called ones, and I'll populate it. It pops up some of the formatting here, but let's say 1s, 4, and 8. And this makes me a new matrix, and there's 4 rows with 8 columns associated with it. So if I went size y with my new variable value of y, I'll come up with 4 and 8. There's a command called magic. It creates a magic square. Let's say y is now equal to a magic square, a 5 by 5 magic square. And in the square, the sum of all rows and the sum of each column, they're equal to the same number. But let's figure out, we'll go here's row 1, 2, 3, row 4. And let's say column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's report y, the 4th row and the 5th column. It ought to return a value of 3, which it does.